An American state of Tucson, Egyptian Alexandria, South Korea's Daegu, French Rennes, Israeli Tel Aviv, Turkish Istanbul, Latvian Vilnius. What do all these cities have in common? At first glance, there is a striking contrast, and to find something in common at once is very hard. Let's look for a clue together with our program Roots and Notes. Tucson, Alexandria, Daegu, Rennes, Tel Aviv, Istanbul and Vilnius are sister cities of Almaty. That is, these are the cities that established permanent friendly ties for mutual acquaintance with a life, history and culture. Sister cities regularly hold days of culture, festivals and different fairs. Various events are held almost every day in Almaty. It is the largest city in Kazakhstan, the cultural and financial center of the country. And this is the place where you can experience different climatic zones, from deserts to glaciers, all in one day. Almaty, the largest city in Kazakhstan. The distance from Almaty to Astana is 1,200 kilometers. I think what we can say about Almaty is that it is first and foremost very diverse. It is a diverse and ever-changing city. Almaty has everything: antiquity and modernity, progress and culture. There are prestigious banks, museums, theaters, universities and numerous bazaars. If you don't like places with large crowds, then this is not a place for you. But if you like the welcoming atmosphere of the city with variegated colors, a hiking trail will lead you to the Green Bazaar. It is hard not to visit it if you are walking around this part of the town. This is the oldest market, which can be called a world bazaar, because you can find products from various parts of the world and meet people who speak different languages. The bargain here is a must, and sellers are willing to go for a compromise. For me personally, Almaty is the nature of our mountains. Nothing compares to it. Almaty is located in the center of the Eurasian continent, in the southeast of the country, at 77 degrees of east longitude and 43 degrees of north latitude, in the foothills of the Transili Alatau, the most northern part of Tian Shan. Gagra and Vladivostok are located on the same parallel with it. The climate in the city is sharply continental, with large fluctuations in temperature, not only in the course of the year but also during the day. City streets escape into the steppe and semi-desert and to the hot Moin Kum. And at an altitude of 1,500 meters above the sea level at Mideo and Kamensky Plateau, you can already feel the freshness of glaciers. The sun may shine brightly in the morning, rain can fall in the afternoon, and in the evening everything changes again. And no one here is surprised, because the residents always carry an umbrella, just in case. Residents call this sharply continental climate a usual Almaty weather. And at the very moment when the umbrella is useful, it is possible to quickly enter some nearby restaurant, from a low-budget dining room to a premium restaurant. Walking around the city, especially during the warmer months, deliver many pleasant experiences, because Almaty is one of the greenest cities in the country. The only difficulty is to go up around the city, that is, towards the mountains. Your feet will fully experience it. Daily walks can even prepare you for the annual marathon on Mideo. This is a traditional race on the stairs at 841 degrees. This interesting contest is open to everyone who is confident in their abilities. Over the years, remarkable sportsmen from around the world and well-known public figures, Almaty residents as well as guests of the city, climbed this famous staircase. And today, a record level of climbing a staircase of 841 degrees of 3 minutes and 32 seconds is not broken. You can not only recharge your batteries with oxygen highlands, but also get a cheerful mood. Sport has become one of the key areas which have won international recognition of Almaty. Conducting Highland Championships such as Asian Games 2011, World Boxing Championship, the World Cup for Judo and for ski jumping, World Grand Prix in volleyball and the upcoming Universiade 2017 firmly proved its status as one of the centers of the world sports. For me, Almaty is one of the best cities in the world. Although according to its size, Almaty is one of the largest cities in Kazakhstan and has all the characteristics and features of a modern metropolis, it is very easy to navigate and move around. The city center is compact and you can easily walk, ride a bike or use one of the many bus routes. The public transport system in Almaty includes not only buses with relatively inexpensive tickets, but trolleybuses, trams and metro. By the way, the tram on the streets of the city began its operation on December 1, 1937. This city has plenty of public spaces, parks, gardens and original buildings that create a modern atmosphere in Almaty. This city widely opens its hospitable arms to tourists who love intellectual vacation with a certain spice. What do we mean by that? Quite simply, Almaty is the city where natural splendor and diverse nightlife harmoniously intertwine between each other. And now add to this goodwill of the local residents and get a real oasis of modernity, which is full of traditions. Almaty is different, and this is its main particularity. Almaty is translated into Russian as multicolored mountains. Multicolored mountains of Almaty make the city as multicolored as it is. It includes a 20th century look of the city, with new modern buildings and with old houses. Almaty is different in every way. Almaty is a cultural and a business center of Kazakhstan. There are offices of major international organizations and the city often hosts exhibitions and fairs. The city has a huge number of theaters, concert halls, libraries, entertainment centers and restaurants with international cuisine. There is a big circus and its own Arbat of Almaty. This great walking street is perceived as an original, unusual part of the city. Shops, cafes, galleries and musicians. By the way, it is located on the Jibek Joly street, which in Kazakh means Silk Way. Almaty city is very close to my heart. When I get back home from somewhere from abroad, it gives me a great pleasure to come back here. There is the memorial, the Avenue of Remembrance and the Eternal Fire. The park was opened on the eve of the 30th anniversary of the victory in the Great Patriotic War. The park opened in 1975. There is also a cathedral. Russian Orthodox cathedral was built mostly with wood and, as they say, without a single nail. Also, cathedral is one of the few buildings of the royal era which experienced a severe earthquake in 1910. There are plenty of interesting things around the city. The neighborhood of the largest Kazakh city is rich with historical monuments and unique natural complexes. Tour operators offer several dozen destinations for travelers who want to get acquainted with this amazing edge. One of the most favored places of the country vacation for Almaty residents is Turgen Gorge. Here in the mountains, the nature is beautiful at any time of the year. For obvious reasons, most tourists prefer to organize walking tours in the second half of spring, summer and early fall. But there are fans of blinding winter sun, deep snow drifts and frosty air. Due to its successful location, Almaty and its surroundings have always been considered as a tourist pearl of Kazakhstan. Today, places for relaxation and comfort appear more and more often, and the existing sports and recreational facilities are constantly working to ensure that their services meet the highest requirements and standards. The history of the city is also very interesting. In 9th-10th century before Christ, at the Bronze Age, at the territory of Almaty, there were the first early livestock holders and agriculturists. It is testified by archaeological findings of ceramics, rock instruments and metallic appliances. According to historical data, 2 centuries ago the region of Almaty was the place of Saks and Uysun tribes. The brightest proof of that was the Golden Man, which was found at the Isi Kurgan, as well as the Laulinsky treasure and Kargaly diadem. In 8th-10th centuries, tribes are moving towards settled lifestyles, the agriculture and crafts are developing, the city culture is developing, and even at that time the city was called Almaty. You can get acquainted with Almaty in its history museum, where you will find more than 30,000 of exciting items.
Almaty – это город контрастов. Здесь никогда ничего похожего не найдешь.
Almaty is a city of contrasts, and you will not find anything here that look alike among each other. The Joly mountains and the moon path, and it's worth to come here, relax and see everything for yourself. There are many parks and gardens where you can just walk and relax. Parks are almost everywhere. The green parks and flowers are everywhere you look. Everything is blooming. I believe that Almaty is a city for young people. It is a city where life of every resident develops dynamically. And just imagine yourself somewhere in another city. I can't do that. I cannot imagine myself out of this city.
И просто представить себя где-то в другом городе я уже не смогу.
Charin Canyon, petroglyphs of Tamgali, the lake of Kolsai, the mountains of central Tian Shan. These are just a small part of touristic places to visit only in Almaty region. Of course, it is almost impossible to plunge into the world of entertainment and enjoy the amazing natural masterpieces in a few days, and yet even a short time period is enough to get into the spirit of Almaty life and taste a piece of its charms. They say that tourism brings people closer. Almaty can succeed in that field. The city is located at the foothills of major mountains at the root of the Great Silk Road, which attracts many tourists.